Welcome back to another playoff interview. With me, I have McKnight and Seaboyer from the highly favored Gotcha Gamers. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going,
Pretty
man?
good.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, and just so everyone knows, Seaboyer plays top lane, and McKnight is the support for Gotcha Gamers. You guys finally got rid of Garfunkel. Nice.
Yeah, we've definitely gone through a few supports. We all got a few different schedules, so I've just
Okay.
played the most, I think.
Speaking of going through a few supports, tell me about how this roster got together from your point of view, Seaboyer.
Uh, well, I kind of joined in fairly late. Like I played SDC with Eclipsed, so he just kind of brought me in. I was like, yeah, like want to go join this team, and Titan, Vo, and Eclipse are already there, so just worked out, and then we were just struggling to find a support
Okay.
until halfway through the season.
Right, right. What about you, McKnight? How did you end up being the starting support?
Well, I've known Titan for a bit since the Event Horizon days. Forget which season of Duo that was, way back. I kind of jokingly said I wanted to come back and play a bit. I think my 2 seasons had passed. I'd hit plat 1 season, and then I was kind of waiting for a couple seasons of gold to come back and play. And they said they were looking for support. My schedule's a little all over the place, but I was able to play the first couple weeks with them, and then, thankfully it's been good these last couple weeks, and then all playoffs. So we've just kind of been able to get some good synergy with Vo, and it's worked out moving forward.
Okay, okay. Well, good. I'm happy for you guys. So I want to get some information about you two before we get down to the nitty gritty. So, what would some of your hobbies be, Seaboard, outside of League of Legends? Like, you play other games? Do you have just like anything you enjoy doing outside of the game?
uh, Honestly, I guess I go to a lot of like bars and clubs with my friends.
Okay.
That's really my
What's your
way.
drink of choice then?
Rum or whiskey and coke.
Okay, okay.
Maybe young guy, but I get old tasting drinks.
All right, all right. I prefer. I don't know if you ever had them. They call it flaming Dr Peppers. Just a little bit of amaretto over some beer.
Damn, that sounds actually pretty good. I gotta
It,
try that.
it literally tastes like Dr Pepper as long as you drink it within like the first 30 seconds.
So you have
That was
to
a happy shot.
chug it in other words.
Well, we're here to get fucked up, aren't we?
That,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a good point.
I guess that works. Yeah.
What about you, McKnight? What do you do outside of League of Legends?
Definitely play some other games. I got big in like Apex for the last few months. Play some chess clubs and leagues outside of gaming, and then just working.
Okay.
Besides that, so
What do you
I'm
do?
kind of I'm in the Coast Guard, so I work up here. I'm in Alaska, actually, probably the only person in Alaska in the league right now. But yeah, we save some lives, so that's our job.
Nice, nice. Coast Guard. I actually spent 12 years in the military myself. So,
Oh, very nice.
so, all right. I gotta ask this question. People want to know the answer. You guys did not look your strongest in week. Was it 5 or 6? I think it was week
Yeah,
6.
the last week we dropped 2 games, and then we had a FF. They FF'd in the last game to us. Whoever, I forget which team that was.
Okay, so what has been the team atmosphere since like you get your bye week, so you really haven't had a chance to like prove yourself to say, hey, that's not the real us. This is us. We're the people who close games in 20 minutes. Like we've been doing all season. We just had a bad week.
Yeah.
What's the team atmosphere been like around that? Or do you guys think that you're on an upward climb? Like it's you're getting better, but you're slowly getting better, or it's just like you're smooth sailing?
Yeah, I think it's still pretty good. Like, of course, we had a sub top laner instead of me that week because I wasn't able to make it. So I think that had a lot to do with it. Unfortunately, like, I love RTF, but he and I have very different play styles, and I think mine just works better with the team. So I think the real GGU will be showing up good in playoffs.
Okay, okay. What about you, McKnight?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
We've been feeling pretty good. I mean, we've gotten some flex games in. I'd say these last 2 weeks, we've been watching some of the games together. A lot of the guys on the teams are pretty close friends in general. So, like I said, Seaboy wasn't there, and I mean, I'm sure we'll get more into this, but I think he's slowly, if not quickly, evolved into one of the best top laners, and we definitely lean on him to carry a lot of games, especially in the back half of the season. It feels like he kind of found his stride really well. So. But flex games are going well, and I think we all have pretty high expectations going into playoffs right now.
Okay. I personally am a little worried about you guys going into playoffs. I have very high expectations for you. If you look at my bracket, I got you guys in the finals. But I know that you guys float with some East Coast, West Coast players, just like my team does, and then so you don't get a lot of chances to scrim. Which I think in our type of league, one or two scrims where you find that little niche that works for you, or you find out how to fix that one problem that you kind of struggle with. Because we're all gold players and below, right? So we struggle.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like that is a big factor in whether a team can be super successful. So how do you guys think that affects your team? I don't know if you actually are scrimming. You don't have to tell anybody, by the way, if it's a secret or any draft strategies. But do you feel like you guys are ready for the playoffs?
Yeah, I think we're ready for playoffs. I mean, like, throughout the entire season, I think we did a clash before the season, and then a couple scrims with not even the entire team there, and it was just a little bit of a mess. Like, we never actually did too much of his team until the actual games. So, like, I think we'll be fine, and we've done a couple of flex games here and there, so I think we'll be crushing it in playoffs.
Yeah, I'd say we definitely got some degenerates on the team that stay up late, so they're definitely more than willing to stay up and play some games with me once I get back from work and stuff like that out here on the West Coast, or really West Coast. Like I said, I think we haven't really scrimmed too much, like Seaboyer said, but we've definitely been grinding some flex games, I'd say, the last 2 weeks ever since playoffs hit. And like I said, and we watched the last Friday finals, at least most of us, I think, watched it together. So, the discussions are happening in like Discord and whatnot. So I don't think we're going into the games blind, and we'll have a game plan coming into this Friday.
Great, that's what I like to hear. So you guys are versus New World Neptune. I think they surprised a lot of people by beating Ban Velkos, who was on a roll lately. But so how are you guys think? How do you think that your team matches up to them? Is there a spot on your team where you're just clearly better? You think you can exploit this to win, or do you guys think that there's a pretty even matchup and you're just gonna have to play your game to win? How are you feeling?
I think it might be a little bit of bias because I'm the top laner, but I think in lane at least I am a lot stronger. Maybe not a lot stronger, but I think I am stronger than Potato Girl in lane, so I think that could potentially be abused. I think the jungle matchup is fairly even. I think that's the 1-2 junglers in the league, so I feel like that would just be interesting to see how it goes out. I think Eclipse, obviously, top mid lane in the league, in my opinion at least, so I think that potentially could be. And then bot lane, we'll see how bot lane goes. I feel like that could be anybody's lane depending on the game matchup.
Okay.
Yeah, oh god.
Speaking of the bot lane matchup, and I'll get to you in a second, McKnight.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm not sure if Trigger's going to be back this week. And if he is back, are they stronger in your opinion, or are they weaker?
I think it depends. The ADC that they used last week, I'm pretty sure, was used in GP a couple times, and he seems to be playing very solid. So, I don't know. I think it'll all depend on how everybody plays on that day in the bot lane matchup, and depends obviously if Tigger plays or not.
Okay. All right. What about you, McKnight? How are you feeling about the matchups overall, and then that bot lane AD carry sub?
Yeah, the funny thing was that New World Jupiter and Ban Velkos were both the teams that we lost to in that final week. We dropped both those games. I definitely feel like our team synergy is going to be way back. I personally been grinding and trying to learn some new supports to bring out here in the bot lane. I think Seaboyer's flying under the radar just because Eclipse gets talked about so much. But I kind of feel like Seaboyer is maybe like our top carry on the team, and Eclipse is just like that rock solid mid laner that we have, where we know we're going to get a solid performance out of him every game. And then Vo, like, he's just a great micro player. I mean, just point him in the right direction, and he can pull off the plays. So, and Titan, he brings the calm to the team. We definitely got a lot of big personalities on the team, so to have that calming personality in the jungle helps keep everyone kind of level-headed.
Okay. I noticed that you both highlighted the top lane and the discrepancy that you think will be there. So I would just like to revisit the Ban Velkos versus New World Neptune games. So Comical has been critically acclaimed, one of the better top laners in our league. I think I've actually even seen Seaboard. I think I've seen you say, hey, he's actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
And then game 2, the Potato Girl kind of shit on him. Now, she had a great matchup. Darius into Volibear, I do believe.
Scion?
Darius into Scion.
No, yeah, Darius into Scion.
Even
right.
better lane.
Yeah, even better. But we can all agree she hard carried that game.
Oh, 100%.
Right. So it's a little, not necessarily biased. I won't say that, but it's like it's crazy to me, not crazy, but surprising that you think that that's the biggest discrepancy when she showed that she can actually carry a game just recently, right? But it is one sample size, and anything can happen in a Golden Below league. I believe that 100%.
Oh, exactly.
So since we've got your games or talked about your matchups, what are we looking for score lines for this semifinals matchup for you guys?
See, I would
Like
to say
final
3-0.
results?
Yeah.
See, I would like to say 3-0, just be like super optimistic, but like I think after we're up 2-0, they're just gonna light a fire under their asses and take a game, and then we're just gonna take it right back and 3-1.
Okay. What about you, Midnight? What are you thinking?
I'm definitely interested to see kind of how the picked bands go. But I think 3-1 is a pretty safe bet. I think if, like I said, our team can sometimes be emotional here and there. So, if we get on a hot streak, I think we can definitely take it 3-0 straight off the bat. But, if for whatever reason, these guys like to play heavy pick comps. I mean, you just look at their last 2 games that they played. They're bringing out Malzahar mid both games, and then like a Vi Skarner out of the jungle. So it can be kind of tilting sometimes to play against teams like that lock down one player can really get on their mental game. So if we can stay strong, I think 3-1 easy enough, and then like I said, if we're really hot, then 3-0 for sure.
Okay. So looking at the other side of the bracket, you have TLO versus WhatFire. Who are you realistically thinking, hey, this is who I'm facing in the finals, this is who I probably need to prepare for?
See, I don't really know, because I personally think that's going to be a very close set. I think that one's going to 5 games.
Okay.
It's tough for me to go one way or another. I do think TLO will take it in 5, just because some of the key strats I think will take a couple games off. But yeah, I think going against the Lucky Ones in finals doesn't seem too far-fetched.
Okay. What about you, Midnight? What are you thinking?
I'm definitely interested to see. I was taking a peek here. It looks like WhatFire won their last best of 1 going into it. It's just, I don't know, Pawn Sacrifice played, I would say, poorly in their quarterfinals match, which is like unlike them. So it seemed like the Lucky One, I mean, both quarterfinals are kind of stomps at the end of the day. So it'd be interesting to see the Lucky Ones kind of get tested in a best of 5 as well. I mean, best of 3s, it can end really quickly. You just get that hot game 1, and then game 2, and all of a sudden it's over. So going for a full 3 games, and then if it goes 4, even 5, it can really affect teams. I'm not sure which games I played. I only played, like I said, about half the games this season. So I've only seen a few games from each team here and there. But either way, I'm looking forward to either team.
Okay. So you guys obviously watched the quarterfinals last week. Was there any people that just or any players that just stood out to you? Like, all right, that's a player I definitely need to watch out for. Like, they're looking really good. They're stepping their game up for the playoffs.
I mean, obviously Kaler, he always plays great. He's always a person to watch out for.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
And then Lone, I know he's not in playoffs anymore, but I thought he popped off too. Actually, Banana too. Banana going out the GP, he played amazing on that GP.
Yeah, I think that was a top Canyon that game.
I mean, I know this hasn't been Vitus this season, but
agreed.
He sure showed up and said, "I want to end this in 2."
Yeah, he carried our Blitzcrank Nami lane.
Well, I wanted to ask, what happened to that lane exactly?
I think it'll forever be a TLO secret of what we wanted to play.
Yeah, definitely got auto-picked.
Yeah. No. On the real, we wanted Malphite tank mid versus the Zed, just for the 5v5, and he didn't have Malphite unlocked, so it auto locked Blitzcrank, and we just rolled with it.
Doesn't dodge in customs; it just gives you a random chance.
Yeah, he literally just said, "Don't worry, guys, I got this." And fun fact, that was his first time ever playing Blitzcrank ever.
Wow.
So
Looking like a smurf on it.
Yeah, we told him to go tank. He didn't even know what the abilities did at the beginning. So, but yeah, so there it is on the record. We didn't actually mean to pick Blitzcrank.
Yeah.
So with your finals teams, kind of. Well, I know McKnight's a little. He's either or. What are you guys looking like score predictions for your finals match? GG versus, I think TLO said Seaboyer, and you can choose both if you'd like. If you either of the team. Like you can do like 3-1 wet or whatever TLO.
Well, against TLO, I feel like a lot of the lanes match up very well. I feel like it would depend on how Cordelia, I don't really know how to pronounce that, their support.
That's correct.
Yeah, Cordelia. Okay, yeah, because he has been popping off also. I think it would depend on how he plays. If he's having an off day, I think it's a 3-0 by GG. If he's on, I'd say it's 3-2.
Fair enough. What about you, McKnight? What are you thinking?
I mean, I just personally think we're the best team in this playoffs. I was trying to scroll back a bit. It looks like I didn't not play against the lucky ones in the one game this year, but it looks like Eclipse had a great 13 kills on Victor that game. Titan was popping off. Seaboyer just our rock solid tank in the top there. So I'm personally under the impression that we're gonna 3-0 or 3-1 any team that we come into in the finals. I don't see any of these series going 5 games.
Okay. So of the teams that are left, has WhatFire taken a game off you guys?
Yeah, they did. I'm looking back.
Okay, so then all of the teams that are left, every team has taken a game off of any of the other teams except for TLO and WhatFire. WhatFire has beat TLO 3-0.
Oh, wow.
So I actually personally think that it's going to be a super competitive playoffs this year. I think it's going to be, we might actually get a 5-game series in semis or finals on one side or the other. I know that's never happened in the duo history. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking to see you guys do some crazy.
We actually went 5 games. I think I forget whatever season I was. We lost to Floppy Fish and Friends or whatever. I think it was the semifinals, but those gonna be some long matches. When you hit 4 games, 5 games, it's a lot of players, especially that maybe first time in amateur tournaments or leagues. It's a whole new experience, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, if you enjoy league and you enjoy playing, then it's kind of what you live for at the end of the day.
I can agree. I like the draft adaptation that happens in a 5-game series. It's so much fun.
Oh yeah, you definitely see that. People get very tilted from losing to one champion. All of a sudden, you start leaving open up another OP. So it's kind of keeping a calm head and having a plan going into it helps. But sometimes that all just gets tossed out the window on game day.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that kind of wraps us up. Do you guys have any last words? Anything to say to your haters, to your fans, or people who are just watching and interested in who you are?
I mean, I've heard a lot of people just say they don't think I am one of the top laners. I used to tell them to look the scoreline top lane in this set, and they'll see what happens.
Okay.
Appreciate the duo community putting up with Vo and Seaboyer just running their mouths all the time. But at the end of the day, we're gonna back it up and we're gonna bring Titan the championship. I know he's been looking forward to it for a while, and we're bringing the trophy back home.
All right, guys. Well, appreciate you taking your time out to do this interview, and good luck in the playoffs. Hope to see you in the finals.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.